time for another G.I. Joe toy review. Last week we took a look at 1983 Torpedo. That was G.I. Joe's first diver. Now he was joined by Deep Six, but I really feel like with him, with Deep Six, you bought a vehicle and just got a action figure. They just had to throw that in. I'll cover that more when I review him. He's not yet complete. I still need the little air pump that goes with him, as I would like to demonstrate that gimmick. I've never tried it, so it'll be interesting to find out. So, that being said, we are going to be taking a look at Cobra's first diver, the 1985 Cobra Eel. Clearly a fan favorite. Looking at this guy, I cannot find anything bad to say about him. In fact, there's nothing bad to say. Well, yeah, one. Tends to yellow over time, but hey, you know, don't we all end up with blemishes over time? So, the Cobra Eel, I've never ever run into anybody out there who does not like him. And if any of you out there do not like him, please let me know. I would like to know. And why is it that you don't like him? Is it because he's too popular? Is there some things that I don't like given their level of popularity? It just really kills it for me for some reason. You know, so many people will fawn over something so much that I just don't see the big deal to it, and it really just it tarnishes the image for me. So the eel, fortunately, is not one of those that I've loved it since I saw it as a kid. I did have one as a kid. Actually, I still have my first eel. He's pretty beat up, and I'll pull him down off the shelf to show him to you guys. So let's lost my train of thought. So let's go ahead and get into this review. The eel, as I had said, came out in '85 as a part of the fourth series. He was on the shelves until '87 when he was discontinued. And I really wanted him pretty bad when I saw him out on the pegs, but I didn't get him until about 2 years later. Then a friend of mine was getting rid of all of his toys and gave the eel to me. So the eel did come with a couple card variants, and I'm going to share those with you. One of the card variants had 34 cells on the back. The other one had 36 cells. And the one with the 36 cells, I think, was the one that had the front that advertised the triple win card that was inside of it. It also has 3 file cards. The first release was the peach file card, and then '86 the gray file card came out, and there was also another file card that came out with the mail away that had the red back on it. So let me pull up those pictures for you and let you have a better look at them. All right, so you can see from those images that One of the file cards, it had that little cutout on the upper right hand corner for the flag point. That was for the mail away, and that was in peach. Then you had the 2 peach file cards that came carded, and 34 and 36 cell card back. Oh, see, 85 was the year that G.I. Joe just exploded. As we know that a lot of great vehicles came out that year. We got the tactical battle platform, not to mention the USS Flag, which by far is the largest playset ever created in toy history. Second in line was Eternia from Mattel, the Masters of the Universe playset, Eternia. It was made to circle around Castle Grayskull, Fright Zone, and Snake Mountain. Very, very cool playset. I remember seeing that on the shelves as well, and just absolutely wanting it, but it was $100 and some. Very, very expensive for its time, and my parents wouldn't let me have it. And later on down the road, I found out how difficult it was to play with or put together. So I was glad that I didn't get it after that, because my dad would have had to put it together, and the walls would have been painted with a tapestry of obscenities. So that would have just ruined Christmas. Some of you guys know that he was a military man, and you could train a man into a soldier, but you can't train a soldier out of a man. So those 4-letter epitaphs were very abundant in this house. And I learned how to use very creative words at an early age. So that was Dad. So yeah, 85 also gave us the best articulation out of every G.I. Joe, and that was the head swiveling on the rocker or the ball joint. And that really punched things up for G.I. Joe, and I just absolutely love it. Even now, that feature still really stays with me. But G.I. Joe Hasbro wasn't the first to come out with that. Micronauts, if I could remember, they had the jointed head, but they also had the articulated joints. So they were I think the first to really have that. But the Fisher-Price action people had the ball joint on their head. And I would like to think that their patents started running out on that specific part of articulation, so Hasbro picked it up and copied it. But who knows? You know, I'm not a toy expert. I'm just some fat old dude sitting up here talking about toys. It'd be interesting to find out how that actually came about. So yeah, 85, it blessed us with a very awesome line of toys for G.I. Joe. See, further here in my notes, the Cobra eel made his first appearance in the Sunbow cartoon titled The Germ. It's where a super germ got out of hand in a Cobra lab, and the more it ate, the bigger it got, you know, kind of like the blob. And it started destroying everything. And that was the episode where, not Clean Sweep, Airtight really had his chance to shine. And he determined that the only way to stop this germ was to poison it. So they had it eating apple orchards. and inside of every apple seed is a very, very minute amount of sugar cyanide. So if you eat one or two, it's no problem. Our body could deal with it, but you eat them in abundance, it'll kill you. And I don't know how many, but I remember it is quite a few of them that you have to eat. So the Joe team had to get this germ to eat a bunch of apple orchards, and in order to kill it. But during this whole thing, Airtight flew a giant hypodermic needle into this germ to set up some explosive canisters in it. And on the inside, he found 2 cobra eels that had been swallowed up. So let me pull up a picture of that. That was actually one of my favorite cartoon episodes. All right, that was a pretty cool cartoon. I like the image that they had on yojo.com. That really paints a good picture of what was going on. But when the eels were on the pegs, they sold for $2.29. And so all I have to say is good luck finding it at that price these days. Before we take a look at this action figure, did any of you guys have this as a kid? It's the official G.I. Joe tackle box. I use it for my weapons and extra vehicle parts. Picked it up at a thrift store for like $1 a couple years ago. Pretty cool. I really like that. I recall seeing it at Sears there in their sporting goods section. So let's go ahead and take a look at this action figure. All right, here he is, the eel. So before we take a look at that one, let's just do a side-by-side comparison here. This is the eel that I had when I was a kid. As you can see, this guy has yellowed quite a bit. I did try doing the peroxide soak with him. Didn't quite work out like I had hoped. It used to be a lot more yellow. So the eel here, he stood alone in Cobra up until 1988, when we got the Demon of the Deep, that guy right there. He is a genetically modified eel. The Hydro Viper, that's who it was. Let's take a look at some of the action pack accessories here. I do happen to have them. They came in blue. The fins, I think I have on another figure high up on a shelf, so I didn't pull those down. But came with his harpoon gun, and of course the air tank and jet thrusters and the air hose, and the end of it broke off on there. But I was really happy to have that because my eel did not have his accessories at the time. So to have the Battlefield accessory pack was pretty cool. All right. So looking at the eel himself, before we take a look at his black accessories. Very nice figure. Of course, he's black and gray, very subdued, very professional looking. There's that splash of red there on his chest for his wetsuit. Very nice Cobra emblem. This one isn't rubbed off, fortunately. A big problem with these is the antenna breaks off. As you could see on mine, as a kid, this one, his antenna is missing. So it's something that's easily overlooked. But let you guys take a closer not closer look, but I wanted to point that out since it is easy to overlook at a glance. So really examine the figures online when you buy them or before you purchase them. Here on his face he has an enclosed helmet. He has a light up here at the top, and of course the antenna. Very nice uniform all around. There is a variant on him. One says made in Hong Kong, and the other one doesn't. And I looked at all the eels that I have, and all of them say made in Hong Kong, so I do not have that variant. Here on the front he has his weighted belt, wraps all the way around. On his left leg he has a diving knife. He's wearing these watertight wrist gauntlets. He is just a really cool figure. I like these guys quite a bit. A very popular army builder, and for good reason. So he does fetch a higher price on the aftermarket. He did come with 2 fins. There is no left or right fin, so they do fit on either foot. Comes with this very nicely detailed harpoon gun, a double grip, which I could never get to work. Has this little lever for cocking the harpoon. This was referred to, the bottom part right here. I don't know if you could see it, that little spike. There we go. That is a prod. So after he fires his harpoon, he still has that electric prod. That also come in handy with battling off sharks. He came with the regulator, made out of a little harder plastic than the accessory pack. This is more of a softer rubber. This one is a little more rigid, so you'll oftentimes find these missing and broken, and by themselves they fetch an incredibly high price. The hose itself breaks off, usually right here at the stress point by the mask, and of course the knobs here break off. They insert right here into the back, right into the backpack. Up here at the top has 2 holes where they insert. The backpack, or the air tank, comes in 2 parts. This is a really cool air tank. I like it. It is a rebreather, meaning when he breathes out his CO2, goes into the one side of the tank, gets scrubbed through that special type of sand I talked about earlier. My review with wetsuit, and then it comes back out the other side as oxygen. And he came with these jet thrusters, which mount right onto the end of the backpack. I'm sure these are battery powered, so that could be what this little box is. At least that's my theory with this X on it. That is a battery pack to power these thrusters. Now the eel looks really good with all of his equipment, and yeah, Mickey agrees, don't you, buddy? So why is it that Cobra has all the best looking uniforms? Is it because they have a terrible health insurance plan and they don't offer dental and optical, so they have to give you a cool uniform to make up for it? Or is that to attract people? Hard to tell. Alrighty, so let's take a look at his file card. This had the Sergeant Slaughter promo on it. Pretty cool. That was one that wasn't mentioned on yojo.com. Nice aqua blue background. And I love the pose that they gave him on that card. And you see there's his portrait on the front. It says Cobra Frogman, codename Eel, file name classified, military specialty, underwater demolitions, secondary specialty, marine engineering. These guys are incredibly smart. Birthplace, various countries. He's an E4 or equivalent, so he's a specialist. Middle paragraph. The Eels are underwater demolition specialists of the Cobra Legions. They man and operate the Cobra Marine outposts disguised as offshore drilling rigs and augment the crews of larger Cobra naval forces. Naval vessels, sorry. Bottom paragraph reads, Eels undergo a rigorous 2-part training program in the warm shark and pirate infested waters of the Cayman Islands in the Caribbean and in the frigid dark depths of the North Atlantic. Their training regimen include marine instructional engineering, explosive ordnance, underwater fighting techniques, and marine geology. So they got to know what they're doing underwater and know what they're looking at, because there are far more deadly things under the water than there are on the land, such as the marble cone snail, which venom we don't have an antidote for, and it can kill you pretty quick. Alrighty, so let's adjust the camera a bit. So there are other nasties under the water. You know, you have the sea snake, which is also highly venomous. Then the rockfish, that's another one. That one could stop your heart. So yeah, these guys, well, all divers are dealing with that danger. So yeah, having that knowledge of underwater marine geology, you know, and ecology, I'm sure. Well, I'm surprised they didn't add that in there, but those are all things that I think a diver should at least have a little bit of working knowledge about before they start hitting the depths of the ocean. Or it could just be me, you know, just call me overcautious. So there we have it, guys, the Cobra eel. Fantastic figure. The only bad thing I have to say about it is it could yellow. But other than that, I just simply love the action figure. It's a fun one to army build. I have 8 of them. So that's my little eel platoon. One of the best of 95, or 85 I should say. Hi Mick. So he's wanting his 15 minutes of fame. Are you like one of those celebrity families that just has to be in front of the camera? Yeah? Okay. Or TV reality, that's it. So this is keeping up with the Kellogg's. Alrighty. So if you're looking for the eel on the aftermarket, he's out there. And that brings us into my favorite segment, Byron's Gripes. Yes, there are quite a few of them on the aftermarket. I found 4 pages worth. So here we go. I didn't write down 4 pages worth of information on these. This is all taken off of eBay. It's the set prices. I don't quote auction prices, and I don't quote prices off of other sites. I use eBay for the mere convenience of it. and it's one of the more popular sites to buy G.I. Joe from. I'm not doing this to pick on eBay nor the sellers, just giving everybody an idea of the prices. So there's my disclaimer. Nikki, you don't need this. Sorry guys, lay down. So you want one that's incomplete, meaning very little accessories. $12.99 to $18.99. They are in very good condition. They all have their antennas from what I could remember. Hardly any yellowing. So those are pretty decent. I won't call them deal of the day because they are not complete. You want his head to either replace one with a broken antenna, one badly yellowed, or whatever you want to do with it. $9.94 for the head. Complete with all the accessories, nothing broken. $12, deal of the day, to $35.30. It's Joe-flation going on here, my friends. Joe-flation. And if you don't know Joe-flation, that is the inflated prices of G.I. Joe. The first eel that I had purchased on the aftermarket actually got him at a pretty decent price. It was $18. And I'm very happy to have found him at that price, but I wish I would have gotten him for $12. And the shipping is reasonable on that $12 one. That's $3.25. And I will quote shipping if the prices are insane on their shipping. Okay, you want a complete one with a full card back? $39.99. Again, pretty high in price. I haven't seen the prices go up very much on these, so right now they finally met. They're at their homeostatic potential, meaning that they're steady and they're equal. So I have not seen the prices go up, nor have I seen them go down on these. The chest, the torso, complete torso, $9.94. Full card back, $14.99 to $20 for the full uncut card back. That's just a little greedy, in my opinion. So my friends everybody who are posting these high prices, I know the law of supply and demand come into play, but come on, make it a little bit cheaper for the 9-to-5er and the kids who are just starting out and collecting. Let them enjoy these items at a very inexpensive price, please. When I sell an item online, I always go anywhere from $3 to $6 below market price. Because I want it to sell and I want people to enjoy it. I'm not looking to get rich off of it. And if people do this for a living, I understand this a little bit more, but come on, let's keep the prices down a bit. Mint on card without an AFA grading, $199.99 to $699.99. $700 and $200. $700, $699.99 for a mint on card action figure. Really, guys? I mean, it shows you the army builders, they fetch the higher prices. So this is pretty cool. This one I really like, and if I had the money right now, I would snatch it up. A full card back from Action Force with a complete eel, $41.15. I would love to have that. The shipping, you know, it's $15, but you're shipping international and you have to pay customs fees on it. So I could understand that. That is great. That would be a piece to have, in my opinion. It's the same action figure. There's nothing colored differently on him. The stamps might be different. I've never seen an Action Force up close. But the card back, I would actually pay just the $41.15 for the card back because it says Action Force on it. So you want one that's complete with the file card. You're looking at $36.99 to $40. Catch my breath. That's not acting. I am winded. That's quite a bit of money. Again, Joe-flation, greed. Or is this Cobra Commander trying to buy up all the action figures or selling them at this price to make us go broke so he could take over the world and then steal Cobra currency? Oh, you want the legs? $9.94. That's about average for a pair of action figure legs. I like to buy these additional body parts not only for repairs, but if you follow me on Twitter, I've been doing a lot of customizing lately. I'll buy a beat-up action figure and repaint it. I customized a Xandar and a Voltar. The Voltar I had as a kid, and he was badly sun-faded and just beat up. I found him in the middle of the desert. So I just finally got around to painting him. Actually, I forgot that I had him, but that's neither here nor there. So just alone, bare bones, no accessories, $12 to $12.99. You know, I'll put that up there with deal of the day as well, because you could buy his accessories later down the road, or even he's even great to army build without the accessories. I use him to man the hydrofoil without the accessories. You could also paint him in Grenadier colors, and you know, I have my Grenadier battle platform that I reviewed, so very happy to customize him. No, I wouldn't. Not yet, unless I find one that's just beat to heck. That's the only time I customize them. So incomplete with the file card, $25 to $49 for an incomplete. It's missing the regulator. So still $49 without the regulator. That is just ridiculous. Okay, here we go. AFA on card with a plexiglass box with a grading of 95. That's near perfect. $990 to $1,050. That's almost tempting if I were an AFA complete collector. $1,050 for an eel. I'm surprised it's not even more expensive than that. Okay, the mail-in file card that has the red back on it, $39.99. That was a JCPenney, I think, or a Sears exclusive that came with a multiple pack. $40 for just that file card. But wait, $4.95 to ship it. And they'll be shipping, I'm sure, in a padded envelope similar to this, just a little bit smaller. But even that is, I've seen just being shipped to me, being mailed to me, $2.95 at the maximum that I got a file card mailed in. Recently I'd purchased some file cards that just came in a regular mailing envelope, but the seller wrapped them up in cardboard. So that's very nice of them to do that. Uh, so $49.95 is just a little much to ask for mailing a file card. His gun, $6. File card by itself, this is for the peach file card. No, I'm sorry, for the gray file card, what I have. $25 to $25.99. That is greedy and just simply uncalled for. You need to sit back and prioritize your life. Stop ripping people off. You want the peach file card, $5. Here we go again. And you should be ashamed of yourself. $5.36 to ship it. So I have a feeling that the mail-in file card and the peach file card are the same guy. I didn't check out the seller's name. His fins go for $4.50 each. The gray, another one. Another gray file card, $3, but they want $4.06 to ship it. You pay more in shipping than you do for the actual card. And this is a sick trend that's going on eBay. People selling low but charging extra for shipping. And they're not shipping locally. I mean, from their own continent that they live on. Or they are, I'm sorry, they are shipping on the same continent that they live on. So there's no reason why you should charge exuberant prices for shipping, because it is not having to go through customs. And customs fees, they can get you. You know, I've recently shipped to Norway. The minimum was $14, I think, on shipping. That was without insurance. The furthest away I shipped was Brazil, and I paid $18.50 for shipping and for customs fees. But that's, you know, just some idea of international prices. His regulator. Where's the Excedrin? I wouldn't take a whole bottle of it. The regulator, $25 to $45 for that little hose. Granted, it comes easily, comes broken. You know, it gets lost. I mean, please, people, stop. That's just nuts. But there you have it, guys. There's your Byron's Gripes segment. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. That really helps get the word out about my channel. YouTube does pay close attention to that. Give thumbs down if you didn't like the review. That just makes me want to try harder. I welcome free thinking here. Leave me a comment. I'm very happy to respond back to you. I love talking to you guys. It's one of the highlights of my day, is answering my comments and emails. You want to shoot me an email, address be down in the description. If you'd like to make a donation to this channel and become a channel supporter, you could do a few ways. One, you could check out my coffee account, leave me a tip of any dollar amount, or you could hit me up on PayPal. Just type in my email address on there, make a donation through PayPal. of any dollar amount as well. Also, you could make a donation. Donate a toy to the channel, and I will review that and be happy to review those, actually, because people that make those donations deserve their own unboxing and review. So you can become channel supporters that way, and it's not necessary to do any of that, but it does help the channel out quite a bit. And like I said, you know, a lot of this stuff is coming out of my pocket. It used to be most of it was mine as a kid from my childhood, but it's gotten to be most of it I've purchased or people have donated to me or traded. But yeah, those are ways you can become a channel supporter, and you'll be set off on your own. You'll have your own exclusive giveaway, and I'll also be holding a separate giveaway for all of my subscribers. And when I reach 500 subscriptions, I'll be holding a giveaway for the subscribers. So please subscribe to this channel, share it. Let's get those subscription numbers up, because I have a toy that I'm dying to give away. I love doing that. That's just like me playing Santa Claus. I love to share my collection with people. Either, you know, buy my reviews or having you come in, and, you know, if you live in the area, you know, come by. I'd be happy to take you on a tour of my collection room. We'll sit down, we'll have an orange Coke together, you know. Just love to meet you guys. And I'll make you fall asleep. It's time to end the video. So thank you guys very much for tuning in, subscribing, for giving me your support. I greatly appreciate it. Halloween is coming up real quick. I'll be starting up my Friday Night Frights again. That was actually a request by Duke 45 Toys. He asked if I was going to be doing that again. He and his children enjoyed it. That's part of the reason why I put this spooky backdrop in. I'm going to punch it up just a little bit more this year. I'm going to have more stories to share, of course, but I'm going to change things up a little bit. So that'll be a surprise for you guys. So all that being said, guys, thank you so very much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. You are the best. I have the best subscribers out there, and I do not mean that lightly. You guys are fantastic. So this is Joe Motion Videos 82 signing off. You guys have a fabulous day. Be kind to everybody. Stay safe, and especially don't forget to be kind to animals. They know nothing but unconditional love. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.